Hey everyone, how is everyone doing? Anna? Huh? On this Monday night, actually. Monday, August 8th, 2022. So I did my podcast last night, right? It was kind of late, and I was kind of iffy whether I should do it or not. Um, I was out with a friend, a couple, and and then I came home. I didn't stay out too late. And then I was talking to another friend of mine from Hunza, right? And then after that, I did my podcast and I realized, oh my God, that's not good. I was listening to it when I came back from work today. I woke up late today. I was feeling like, oh my God, you know. But I went to work. It was kind of late, and I was also talking to my fiance. I think, she was wondering what the hell happened to me. So I went to work and I called her. You know, and yeah, I got some work done. My engineers were in the office, um, and then what do you call my? I had ordered like new plates for my car. They came in with the car registration because the car's registration had expired, so I had ordered that, right? So I ordered these specialty plates, right, for my car. It says Garden State, right, New Jersey. Now I know why it's called Garden State. New Jersey is called the Garden State, right? Why? You know gardens in New Jersey? No, I think it used to be like the basket, not the bread basket, but the garden where I think in the beginning when it was incorporated, it was providing a lot of I think vegetables, crops to the newly formed United States, right? Newly formed United States. So that's why I think it's called Garden State, right? How is everyone doing, huh? Yeah, and then I came back. I was working until like 6:30, around 6. Yeah, and then I had to drop off some stuff at the FedEx, and then I had to drop off my office rent, and and then I came and I was kind of tired. I picked up some Spanish food from that Spanish place here on Grove Street, right? Rice and beans and chicken, pollo, right? Not spicy, because that's how I like it, right? So in any case, here I am, doing my podcast, and I got in a notice from IRS, right? It says that actually my tax withheld, right? My federal tax withheld was actually much more than what I actually owed them. So I think I'm expecting a refund. I actually sent that to my accountant. I asked him, hey man, so what am I supposed to do with this? I mean, I knew what I'm supposed to do with this, and it says that I have to call them if I disagree or whatever, right? Why would I disagree with them if they're giving me a refund, right? So let's see what it says. If I get the refund, then I'll probably buy like Bitcoin or something, right? Yeah, I gotta buy that. And also, I'm waiting on an apartment, I'm waiting on an apartment that I have actually looked, a condo for sale. Let's see, it's a nice area, south of here, just south of Liberty State Park, right? It's like a huge colony of like residential buildings, right? Port Liberty, right? So let's see what happens. I mean, that apartment was really nice. Oh my goodness, it was really nice. However, he said, my real estate guy said that there are three other offers. Means two. He does. I think he said two. Because I signed the documents, using DocuSign and send those back to him, and he submitted those. Let's see what they say, right? If that happens, then I'll be moving. Most likely, I'll be moving after my marriage, right? Not before that. Oh shit! You know what? I was at my sister's place the other day, and I had to buy the rings, and then I had to buy two suits, for myself. I mean, two rings, one for her, one for myself, in Diamond District, and then I had to order like suits, and so they were suggesting that I should actually look into something like Bloomingdale. I think Tiffany's has rings, right? And for what do you call? For wedding suits, let me see, wedding suits, New York, wedding suits, New York, wedding suits for men, wedding suits near me, right? So, yeah, there are a lot of options, New York, downtown. Oh, wait, what the fuck? Why is it showing me wedding suits? Oh, it's showing me wedding hotels, wedding suits for men. Wedding suits for men, right? So Blake Tux, here we go. Blake Tux is the one. DiCarlo's is another one, right? Men's Warehouse is another one. In Macy's, even Macy's has those, right? But I think I have to basically order them fitting, because my fitting is an issue, right? So Amazon seller, here we go. Wedding attire and suits for men. Men's Warehouse, here we go. So either I order them, ready-made, or I'll have to basically give them my sizes and etc., right? And that should basically do it. I think it will take like a couple of weeks for them to actually prepare them for me, right? And suits, here goes. Suits, sport coats, shirts, pants, sweaters, shoes. They even have shoes, right? And tux and suit rentals. No, I'm not gonna fucking rent suits. So I'm gonna buy these from there. Outerwear, but do they have actually ties and all that? They got to have it, right? They got to have all. They got to have. In any case, so I'm sorry, I apologize. I got distracted here. So there are a bunch of them in New York, and I will go there this week, probably Friday. And Indochino. How about Indochino? Indochino. Who talks about Indochino? Bill Burr talks about Indochino on his podcast, right? Indochino. Well, in any case, so one of these. I'll order them from one of these, right? How is everyone doing, huh? On this Monday night? How was your weekend? My weekend was okay. I just kind of took it easy. I was up like Saturday night, and that's just Friday night actually. And then I went to play golf on Saturday, and then from golf I went to my sister's place, right? And then yesterday I just took it easy, and yeah, I didn't go anywhere. I mean, although today was really fucking hot, dude. It was pretty warm today, But maybe next week I'll go somewhere, some mountains next weekend. Let's see. Although, it's only like few weeks until I have to fly, right? So I got to make sure that I have all the stuff all the ducks lined up, all the ducks lined up. I'm waiting for the rucksack that I bought, new one, because the old one is kind of old. I've been using that since like 2011, I think 2012, right? And then I have to, then besides the suits, what else? I mean, all the other things, I'm not too concerned really, because I can buy stuff from there too, even in the mountains, right? So we'll have a lot of people there, because not only my wedding but my sister's wedding too. Following right after my wedding is my sister's wedding too, one of my sisters, right? So I'm hoping that we'll have a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Although I'm nervous and anxious too. First time I'm getting married, and let's see, right? So what's new, huh? What's new? Not much, I think. In terms of work, I'm getting busier. We're getting busier, which is a good thing. We're getting hired for almost every proposal that I send out, which is good. So all I have to just make sure. Oh, I was looking for this clipboard for my work, and we got to make sure that we provide whatever drawings, whatever we need to provide to our clients on time, because they are serious clients. They want to file my plans, and then they want to do renovation, whatever the hell they're doing, right? So yeah, we're getting busier, which is good, and yeah, I mean, this year I mean, besides my marriage, if I get this apartment, that would be a big change, and my marriage would be a big change, So 2022, hopefully I got lucky, in that sense, and then I got my citizenship, I met my fiancée, this year, and etc. etc. So hopefully, it will be much better for me in years to come. I'm hoping she and I will be basically spending our lives together. Which is good. All right. Oh, I was talking about climate change yesterday, right? And then I went on and on and on and on, dude, which I should not have. So I was actually reading on CNN or BBC or one of those, right? What is in climate change bill, right? The problem is that we are taking the lead. Maybe we are not taking the lead, but somebody is taking the lead. But U.S. climate bill, right? So climate bill says that no fracking. But why are we then buying oil from Russia? That's my question, right? When we have oil and gas reserves in our own country, right? Isn't that the fucking irony of these politicians? What's the point? We are buying oil and gas from China. I'm sorry, from Russia, and then at the same time, this is the hypocrisy. At the same time, we are saying, "Oh, no, we're gonna cut down on greenhouse emissions." Well, how are you doing? How are you doing that? I mean, yeah, I would love to actually buy an electric car if I can afford it. Right? I can't afford it. Means that a lot of people also cannot afford electric vehicles, right? So why can't Biden administration says, okay, why would you car makers, why don't you bring your price down so everybody can buy electric cars, right? They don't do that. And then the charging stations, charging stations around here, so they are basically trying to put the basic cart in front of the horse with this climate bill. I think that's what they're doing, which is kind of retarded, right? I mean, And then oil and gas. I mean, our houses here in this country are still, many of them are still actually heated by oil and gas boilers, correct? I mean, not every house has a heat pump. And so I'm like, really? This is the fucking problem. They are not practical. All these laws, especially climate change law, etc., they are so impractical. They are so fucking impractical that people do not understand the basics, or that they don't want to know the basics, or that even if they do know, they ignore the practical reasons, and they just make it a political slogan. Yeah, really? You are going to actually save this earth from what? From yourselves? Well, save yourself first, sir, man. Forget the earth. Earth will save itself. Earth has been in this universe for billions of years. If something happens, because of our pollution, Earth will basically throw us out into the fucking Milky Way, right? Not Milky Way, but wherever, right? And Earth will regenerate itself. That's how powerful Earth is. As long as there's sun that is there, and then nothing like no other disaster happens, on planet Earth, then it still has what, like at least 4 billion years of its shelf life, right? And this is the fucking problem with these people. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would like to also, be part of this, movement, not movement, but I agree that there should not be global warming, because if it does, then the historical sea levels will rise, and that will basically drown all the cities, right? Many of these coastal cities, right? Yeah, no, I agree with that. But practically speaking, what exactly are we doing to not that happen? Okay, no more gas cars, right? No more gas cars, no more gas, no more oil. Yes, and then what's the alternative? What's the alternative? Do you have an alternative? Again, I'm sorry, I'm not going to repeat myself. So that's my 2 cents on climate change bill, right? And what else? Without getting political, or without turning this into a political discussion. Nowadays, especially nowadays, everything is just biased. You have to be part of one group. No, you don't. You don't have to be part of any fucking group. Use your fucking brain, right? Use your logic, brain, and common sense. Common sense. Just because one guy says one thing and then you agree with him or her, no. No, it has to, especially things like climate change and all these things, right? They have to be dealt in an extremely practical manner. Just not like political slogans, right? This is the fucking problem. All right, so without really like ranting and enchanting about climate change, right? The other problem is, again, we have an economic downturn. Is that what it is? Downturn? Although I agree with the Feds that no, we don't have a recession yet, right? Although it's a disaster with the inflation percentage and all that, right? But hey, listen, my clients are coming to me, and we have work. So until the economy really blows up, just like back in 2007, 2008, right? Then we are good so far. I mean, so far I'm okay, And I said that many times in the past in my podcast, that I got a little bit of money from the government, because of the suffering we had, because of the fucking pandemic, right? So I'm okay so far. But yeah, if something really blows up, then I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll have to basically let my engineers go, which will suck because I have a lot of work. But if the money is not coming in, then how am I going to pay them, right? I may have to basically get rid of the office and work from home. Although I did buy one of those better computers, for work. What did I buy? HP 360, because my engineer had one of those, and he said that that's actually a better one. So I bought that. It's about $1,000, right? Because I have this Surface, right, Microsoft Surface laptop, but this is not really good for doing drawings and working on AutoCAD and all that, right? It's okay for like using Office and email and all that, right? But not good for drawings. Because for drawings, you need, first of all, you need a better processor, right? And then RAM, right? You at least need 8 gigs of RAM, right? 8 gigabytes of RAM. I think the one I bought is 16, right? 16 and 500 terabytes of SSD, right? From eBay. I bought that from eBay. So I think it's going to come. It's going to come tomorrow or the day after, right? eBay, let's see. eBay, order confirmed, you go. Order update, HP Spectre, that's the one I bought, right? So this has, I believe, 16 gigs of RAM, right? 16 gigs of RAM. And 16 gigs of RAM. Let me see what are the specs in here. Okay, here we go. So 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigabytes of SSD, Intel Core i7 11th generation, right? But it's a small one, means that it's the size is basically 13 inches. 13 inches. I like the small one, because then I have my my external screen, monitor, and then I connect it to here, and then I use that, right? So, yeah, I bought that. It should be coming, in a couple of days. All right. In any case, so yeah, I mean, if something happens with the economy, right? Hopefully not. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Then I don't know. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to fucking think about that now and then just be upset about that. There's no point. There's no fucking point, right? Coinbase. Oh, yeah, right. I'm also planning to actually buy at least one Bitcoin, right? One Bitcoin. And I downloaded this Coinbase app, right? Coinbase, where you can buy all the digital currencies and etc., right? And it actually, Bitcoin had gone down, right? Bitcoin had gone down, and in a year, like last year, it was like 2 or 3 times what's now. It has gone down, but looks like it is going up now. It's going up again, right? So yeah, it's going up. It has gone up, in a week. It has gone up. In a week, it has gone up 2.69%, 2.6%. It has gone up, right? So let's see if I can buy this. Here's the thing, right? I mean, I don't have money to buy this now because if I close the deal on this on this apartment, that's my priority, because I've been paying fucking rent here, not only here but wherever I have lived, right? I've been just paying the fucking rent all the fucking time, without owning anything, right? So let's see, right? So give me your prayers and give me your well wishes for that. All right, and let's see. I mean, this week we'll know this week, right? And then yeah, and then I'll invest if I have some money, although I can't because I still have I still have to pay the rent, rent in my Jersey City office. Then I have to pay my engineers, and then I have all the other expenses, overheads. So I mean, I'm okay so far. So far I'm okay, right? And I just need to take a lot of deep breaths and just like keep it, what do you call, keep it keep things like calm, and not have temper and not have anger and all that. Although I have I have the anxiety and I have whatever the fuck you call it, right? So life is okay, life is okay. And I'm looking forward to going to mountains and then getting married. I mean, I went there for the first time this year, right? After 21 fucking years. And yeah, I got a little emotional too. It had been a while. Seeing all my cousins, my aunts and uncles, right? It was nice to see them, and I'm looking forward again to see them again, right? And I just got to make sure that I don't do a lot of fucking drinking, because now I'll probably have a couple of beers, but not every fucking night, Especially there, I don't really feel like drinking unless I'm with my cousins and they want to. Even then, I think I can't afford to do that. I can't fucking afford to do that. So that's something I'll have to basically make sure that I don't go on that fucking bandwagon, right? And I'm looking forward to the weather up there, and we have to arrange a few things, obviously, and but let's see, all my family is going, so let's see. So life is all right. Monday night, yeah, although I know you'd say, oh, you call this weekend podcast with 9, but then why aren't you doing it on the weekend? Because the weekends have become, especially in summer, my weekends have become busy, you know. And then, I talked to my fiance, and, we're getting stronger, although we still argue and etc., but I just got to make sure that I take deep breaths and we don't start fighting. We don't actually. I mean, I just have to make sure that, that yeah, we're getting closer, and I just got to make sure that we keep this strong, we keep this strong, and keep the love between us, of course we do have that. But in any case, so without going into too much into that, I just got to take a lot of deep breaths, focus on the things that I like in my life. For example, I want to, I play golf. I play golf, and I also want to get my pilot license. Private pilot license. Oh shit! I have to call that guy, the company here in New Jersey. That actually, it's a flight school, right? Where you can take the what do you call the lessons, practical lessons, flying lessons. You have to have 35 hours. to have to get the private license, and then you have to take the exams, right? FAA exam. But they're recommending the flight school is recommending that I get at least 50 hours, right? 50 hours. So you're looking at, it's just it's a lot of fucking money, So because they charge, hourly. So and then for the plan, and then the instructor, right? And I also need to, right after this, I need to buy that Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then the joystick, and then the what do you call the throttle, right? Joystick. I was actually not yesterday, the day before. My brother-in-law has that, so I was at their place, right, on Saturday, and then I tried to basically fly one of those small planes from JFK, and that thing is so real. It looks so real, and they have built that simulator extremely nice. I think the original one is from 1982. Can you fucking believe it? That flight simulator, 1982, and now it's 2022. So that flight simulator is nice. You can basically fly from any airport, and then you can actually land at any airport, right? And then you have options. You have options, to view. You can either have the cockpit view, and then you look outside, or you can have the view from outside the plane. You can actually see the plane, how it's flying, and its direction, and whether it's climbing or it's And then I tried to land it. Actually, it was a rough landing. I flew for like 15 minutes around New York City, and then I just basically landed at JFK. I did land, although it was a rough landing. And then I told my brother-in-law, "Hey man, you should taxi to the taxi, right?" And we were laughing. Oh my god, the landing was kind of rough. I mean, first time I used the simulator. It's nice, and it's kind of addictive. I can see that, but it's good. It's a good addiction, because I do want to get my pilot's license. So yeah, I'm embarking on a lot of things, and I got to make sure that I actually pursue all of that. I gotta make sure that I pursue all that, and eventually, if I have some money, I'm gonna buy one of those Cessnas, like a used Cessna, with the rotor, right? I think those you can buy for, I don't know. I have to look into that. But if I can save some money, then I'll buy one of those, and then keep it here somewhere in New Jersey, at one of the private airports, I think. And then I can fly. Let's say if I want to go on vacation, right? And it's a two-seater, I believe. And if I want to go somewhere, let's say to another city or state, I can basically I can fly. I can fly, and instead of taking a fucking plane and then be miserable at the airport, going through all the all that, and then waiting in so I have to look into that. Once I get my license, then I can just fly, and then fly anywhere. And then as long as I know where I'm going, obviously I would have to know where I'm going, and then as long as I know that there's an airport where I can actually keep my plane, right, I can park my plane there. So let's see, am I making like a castle in the air? Hopefully not. But let's see, that's something I am going to do, sure. Maybe. It's a good hobby, actually. I like that, because, I've done skydiving and all that, and so I kind of like that, All people say, why don't you buy a boat? No. I'm not a boat person, I'm not a boat person. So I like flying, actually, better, Oh, the other thing I missed yesterday was I couldn't go to I was supposed to go meet my ex-colleagues for skeet shooting, and I couldn't make it. And I felt so fucking bad, And my ex-boss, he was calling me, and these other guys were, they were trying to reach me, and I was fucking sleeping, dude. I was supposed to get up there by 11:30. I couldn't even get up, because I was out. Um, I was out, and that I should not have done that. That was a mistake. But in any case, so it was fun, but yeah, I missed that one. I'm sorry. I apologize if anyone of you were listening to me. But hopefully next time, right after I come back from marriage, then I guess we will do like a dinner or something with them. So yeah, let's see, right? Okay, so what else? What should we talk about? Oh yeah, so maybe we should talk about how about what I was talking about in the last podcast, right? That the human body, right? Human body, through its evolution, I think it's a vessel for something else. Our body is a vessel for like our, what do you call it? Our invisible, in these three dimensions, invisible self, right? Invisible self, or people call it soul, or whatever you call it, right? So that's what the body has evolved to show us that, yeah, we have evolved from molecules, right? Molecules, and through different kinds of species of animals, and eventually we have become humans. We are intelligent, and we produce things. We make computers, we make plans, etc., right? But then, what is the ultimate? Yeah, yeah, we have discovered that we are in a certain part of a galaxy, right? Which is part of a universe, and the universe has so many fucking stars, right? Star systems, and we know that if our planet had the capability, because of its proximity to its star, right, which is our sun, had the capability to produce life, right? Although it's also questionable whether life came from another planet, right? Some people say that, oh, maybe life came here from Mars, but we don't have a real evidence. Although they say that there is water, and then there is some, I think, very, very basic form of life in these asteroids. I think that was a sample taken by one of the Japanese robots. Japanese robots, I think I talked about this on one of my podcasts. That Japanese robot actually went, it actually landed on that asteroid, and it took some samples, and I think those samples show some form of life. I think. Don't get me wrong. I could be wrong. Hold on a second. Japanese asteroid robot, right? So, why Japan is landing hopping robots on an asteroid? Oh, this is from 2018, right? Hayabusa 2. Here we go. This is from 2018. So, Hayabusa 2, the two robots from Japan Space Agency have landed on a moving asteroid and begun a survey as part of a mission aimed at shedding light on the origins of the solar system. It's a rover, yeah. It's a rover mission marks the world's first moving robotic observation of an asteroid surface. Okay, so Hayabusa 2. Okay, so then what happened? So it took the sample, Hayabusa 2 sample results, right? Sample results. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm jumping from one topic to the other, as I usually do. Okay, Hayabusa collected 5.4 grams of, yeah, it's on space.com. Okay, pristine asteroid Ryugu. That's the name of the asteroid, right? contains amino acids that are building blocks of life. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Amino acids, right? Samples from the asteroid Ryugu are the most pristine pieces of our solar system ever studied and contain amino acids that could have given rise to life on Earth. There you go. They brought to Earth in December 2020, right? And then they analyzed the samples, and that's what they found amino acids. So life could have actually come from these asteroids. I mean, water has come from these asteroids, that's for sure, right? Water onto this planet has come from asteroids, right? When the asteroid basically started landing or crash landing on our planet, that's when they brought the water with them, right? So yeah, life could have actually come from another planet, even as far as outside of our solar system, you know, because if it's these objects, if they have traveled through long periods of time, they've traveled from another star system into our solar system, right? And then they finally somehow they crash landed on Earth, and that's when they brought life with them, right? That's a possibility. Right? So we know that. So on that front, yeah, we are trying our best. We have the James Webb Telescope out there now. You know, that's like our eye. You know, that's like the extension of our human eye, and it's taking some great, amazing fucking pictures of the whole universe. You know. Means that whatever you're seeing from those photos through James Webb, and if that object or star you're seeing, right? Let's say that's is at a 500 million. Or let's say that's at 100 million light years, right? Away from James Webb, right? What the hell is James Webb? James Webb is like some million miles away from Earth, correct? That's where it has been deployed. All right. So in any case, so let's say that it takes a picture of an object that's about 100 million light years away, right? That means that what we are seeing now is the image from 100 years before. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're seeing. And then the farther objects, the farther objects obviously are even, those images are even older, right? So what we are seeing is not only, you know, that those objects are stars or galaxies are farther away, but they're also old. Means that, you know, time and distance are proportional, right? Because light travels through the speed of light, right? Light travels through the speed of light at a certain speed, right? So with that speed, if an object is 100 million light years away, what did I say? 100 million? Okay, 100 million light years away. That means that we're looking at the object that was 100 million years ago. Can you believe that? Yes. So you think that, oh, James Webb Telescope actually sending us an amazing image of all these stars, right? You think that, oh, these stars are like this right now. No, they're not right now. Those images are coming to the lens of James Webb Telescope after those years. So the distance is also the age of those stars. All right, minimum age, right? That could be actually older than 100 million light years, right? I mean 100 million years, right? That could be older. But what we are seeing right now, depending on the distance, that's when those images are from. All right, isn't that fucking amazing? All right, so that we know, we're doing that on that front, and then on the front of, science, technology, computers, software, social media and all that. I mean, obviously we are also doing that, and I said that in my last podcast, and I think somehow the technology is actually is non-stoppable, you know. So this technology is non-stoppable, the speed of the processors and etc., and so that's something that's not going to stop, if anything, that technology is going to basically, leave us behind in the fucking past. So we better catch up. And then what I was talking about. Okay, all that is good and well and etc. Right, but I think our human body also evolves to make us understand or recognize our true self. I think that's what it is. It's the vessel for us to see our own true self, And what does that mean? Our true self, is there actually some entity that's actually not in these dimensions? I mean, in this reality, 3 dimensions, we can see it, but we can feel it maybe, right? So if we feel it, and if we can, does that true self have some capability, some powers, right? To do something, right? To do something positive and etc., right? Maybe the true self can transcend time and see future, right? Or it has the capability to actually guide us in a better way in this life, right? So one of the other, right, are both. So now that's fascinating, right? That's fascinating. I think some people actually recognize that, and I just started thinking about this lately, Some other people, podcasters, talk about this as well. But yeah, this is fascinating, right? It's a fascinating subject. And yeah, you could say, oh well, that soul or whatever your true self you're talking about, that is actually like the advanced form of, like, what do you call, advanced form of, like, a some sort of an alien intragalactical empire. No, not intragalactic, not empire. Intragalactical community of souls. I don't have fucking idea, but you get my point, right? I think our bodies are actually robots. Our bodies are extremely advanced robots, which have the capability to heal themselves, if you get them a wound or something, right? And then because of cells, we have cells which are alive, So the human body is, it's the most advanced form of a robotic, biological machine, right? And we humans cannot reproduce us. Yeah, we can clone us, but then that whole process is basically the natural process. That's the alien fucking technology. We cannot do that. We can probably produce these robots. I'm not talking about Westworld, or what's the other one? The robots from the Westworld, made perfectly in the image of human beings, right? So maybe we will produce those robots, but we cannot exactly produce what we are, our bodies. That's impossible, right? That's impossible. Just imagine that when a human sperm and a human egg, when they actually meet, right? Then they make what do they make? Zygote, right? And then that form, that's what we start off with, our bodies. That's what we start off with, microorganisms, right? And then one of the microorganisms, right, then survives, and then it starts basically to grow, right? First into like flesh, and then it starts, growing limbs and eyes and all that, right? And if you think about it, the fascinating part is that the skin color, the color of our eyes, the color of our hair, and all the structure, right? All the structure of our body is actually coded in the genes, in the DNA of that little tiny, what it's called, zygote or whatever the hell it is, right? It is encoded in there, right? In such a tiny form, so it's written in there. It's written there. That computer or biological computerly speaking, it's written in the DNA, right? Oh, this guy is going to have black hair or brown eyes or tan skin or whatever skin, right? It's because of right. It's because half of that comes from the male, right? Let's say if you have a father or mother, and the other half comes from the mom side, right? Mother side. So that's that technology. We cannot come up with that technology. Impossible. Yes, cloning we can do, and cloning is basically the same thing. Once you once you combine the sperm with the egg, right, and then all you have to give it is an environment, right? An environment where it grows, right? That's how we have to do. So that's cloning, right? Or even producing babies these days, right? Testy babies, so yeah, that technology is the alien technology. But where are the aliens? I have no fucking idea what the aliens are. I don't think aliens were ever here. I don't think they are, unless they could actually warp, this space, warp the space, right? Warp the space to actually what do you call, bypass the distances, because the problem for us or any alien to reach us or for us to reach them are the distances. We have huge distances. Even the next excuse me, the next star system we have, right? Alpha Centauri, is that what it is? Proxima Centauri, right? Is at least 4 or 5 light years away, right? Is that 4 or 5 light years away? How far is Proxima? How far is Proxima Centauri, right? Is 4.246 light years. Now, what the fuck does that mean? That means that even if we come up with a ship, right, that can travel with the speed of light, right, then it will take us about 4.246 years to get there with the speed of light. Now, right now, our spaceship speeds, what is the fraction of speed of light? Speed of light of our spaceships. All right. Okay. So that sounds impressive, but it's still only 0.001%. Only. Have you made an object that could travel 1% the speed of light? No. So right now, the speed of light is basically 186,000 miles per second, right? 186,000 miles per second, right? 1% means 1% of that would be 1860 miles per second. 1860 miles per second, right? Why even 1% of light speed is hard? Because what's holding humanity back from reaching 1% of the speed of light in a world? Energy, because we don't have the thirst and the energy to actually to come up with a technology to have that speed, even 1%. Right now, our spaceship speed is 0.001%, 0.001%. Is that true? Yeah, 0.001%. All right, Parker Solar. Okay, the spacecraft that is traveling the fastest is NASA's Parker Solar Probe. After it launched from Earth in 2018, it skimmed the sun's scorching atmosphere and used the sun's gravity to reach 330,000 miles per hour. Right? Now, 330,000 miles per hour, divide that by 3,600, right? That's only 0.05%, 0.05% of the speed of light. Yeah, we are far, far away from achieving even 1% of the speed of light. Right, so let's say that we achieve 1%, right? 1% means that to get to Alpha Centauri, right? That's the star, which is in the Proxima Centauri star system. With 1% of the speed of light, is going to take us 400 years to get there. 400 years to get there. Now, who's going to get there? Because in 400 years, even if you send humans, right? In that 400 years, all of them will be dead by the time they get there. So the best would be to send robots first, right? So that's why we have to come up with these robots, with these intelligent robots, which they never die, and then we have to come up with a spaceship that is also robust to run for 400 years, right? I guess you can actually put them in stasis, right? Even if you take humans, I guess you can put them in stasis, and they will be in stasis for, let's say, 400 years. You put them in stasis for 400 years, right? Whatever chemical you use to basically put them to sleep, right? For that whole time. Yeah, just like if you watch, for example, Prometheus or Convent, right? Those movies. And then you make them up like a year before, right? A year before you reach to the next star system, and then they're all good, right? But you need robots in addition to humans to go on a mission to another star system. You need one of the best spaceships, right? And then you need a lot of things on that spaceship. Space, obviously, right? You have to have food for all of them, right? And then whatever you're taking to that other planet, right? And then the fuel, because we have no idea what's on that planet, unless you come to know, you have a technology where you come to know that, oh, wait a minute, it looks like there's some that this planet has some sort of an atmosphere. It's a possibility that there's life on there, right? Unless you already know, then you know that if there's life there, if there's water there, then there may be at least some basic form of life there, right? And so once that is actually established, then I guess you will basically then plan your trip accordingly, right, to that planet. But you cannot surpass the speed of light. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem for us to reach the aliens. And I think it would be the same for any other species. If there's any other advanced species on another star system, they would have the same fucking problem. Distances. All right, so with that said, it's already been 1 hour of my podcast for this week or this weekend. And again, I presume you all are having a great weekend. Great start of the week. And I will see you all next weekend or Monday.